We're going to take you live now to the House of Representatives in Parliament House, where Tony Burke is presenting the government's Industrial Relations Bill to the lower house.
Together to improve wages, conditions and productivity. Since the introduction of these reforms on the 27th of October, my department and I have continued to consult closely with businesses and unions. These amendments make sensible changes to the bill to address issues arising during consultation. At the request of business, the following key changes have been made. First of all, on the primacy of single enterprise agreements. Under our amendments, employers who have agreed with an employee organisation to start bargaining for a single enterprise agreement are exempt from the single interest stream. This is in addition to the existing exemption for employers with an in-term agreement. In a further change, the Fair Work Commission will have the capacity for up to 6 months after the expiry of an agreement to exempt an employer from the single interest stream where the employer has a history of effective bargaining. These changes will allow businesses that successfully bargain at the enterprise level to continue to do so and act as a strong incentive for new single enterprise agreements to be made. Further changes with respect to voting to address concerns that were raised in consultation, primarily with business, will amend the bill to clarify that all voting processes under the new single interest and supported bargaining streams will occur on an employer-by-employer basis. This means that an employer cannot be brought to the table to bargain or be covered by a multi-employer agreement unless either a majority of its own workforce or the employer itself supports this. It means that industrial action, where it is permitted, cannot occur where the workers for that employer have not voted for it. Current rules for employers with existing single interest agreements or who have applied for a declaration or an authorisation prior to the commencement of the provisions will be preserved. Under our amendments, we will require a minimum period of good faith bargaining before an intractable bargaining declaration can be issued by the Fair Work Commission. We'll replace the record of non-compliance exclusion from multi-employer bargaining with an exclusion of the commercial building and construction industry as a whole. This step is not taken lightly, but we do not believe that it is appropriate or necessary to extend multi-employer bargaining to this industry at this time. Our amendments establish the new National Construction Industry Forum as a statutory advisory body aimed at bringing unions, employers and government to the same table to promote positive cultural change in the sector. I want to thank the Business Council of Australia, COSBOA, the Australian Chamber of Commerce and Industry, the Australian Industry Group, the Minerals Council of Australia, the Australian Constructors Association, the Franchise Council of Australia, Live Performance Australia, the Australasian Convenience and Petroleum Marketers Association, the Australian Retailers Association and other business representatives for raising these issues with me on behalf of their members. I also want to...
That is where we leave Tony Burke presenting the IR bill to Parliament. The government hopes to have that done and dusted by Christmas, but remains to be seen.